Well, hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dondi from FloraCraft. Today, we are making some very cute Valentine projects. We have this little air plant holder, and I'm going to show you a really cute idea as a second way to display it. We have a faux concrete heart out of our foam, little plant holder with succulents. And we have this cute little closet sachet that can be scented and hung in your closet after Valentine's Day. And this is actually the one I'm going to start with before I mess up my counter with paint. So this is our, Michael's has our 1 by 12 by 27, I believe it is, white foam sheet. This is our CraftFōM. Our CraftFōM, we have white just so that it's a clean slate for you to do anything you want to, make any color you want to make it. FloraCraft also has green floral foam, exact same foam. It's just green because it camouflages nicely with florals. Either one will work for this project, whichever you have. So for this yarn heart, I found this little package of assorted size cookie cutters. I don't know if you guys can see those. There's all different sizes in there. So that's what I'm going to use to cut out the heart. And then I found this royal velvet, very thick, chunky, soft yarn. And just any ribbon, coordinating color ribbon to hang it with. And then to make it smell for your closet, I found these little, these are lavender flowers, dried flowers, or you could use the essential oil, whichever. And then if you're going to do the lavender flowers, you'll need a little sachet bag to hide inside the heart. So recently, FloraCraft started making our own foam. And what's great about that is it's made with recycled clothes hangers. So instead of those clothes hangers going to the landfill and filling up our landfills, we now recycle them into our foam. And it makes our foam a little sturdier. It's a little harder, but it's also a little sturdier. So it doesn't ding and dent up as easy as it used to. So we kind of like that, and we like that it's better for the earth. So all I'm going to do, and these are metal, we can go ahead with our top down now. So these are metal cookie cutters. So all I do is just literally lay that on the corner and just pop it out. And look at how clean and nice that is. I mean, it's already finished. You don't really have to even sand it. Now, if some instant you do need, if you have a little stuff hanging off, just take a little scrap piece, and all you're going to do is just lightly rub that little scrap piece, and it acts just like sandpaper. It gets all those little little crumbs of foam off there for you. All right. Now what's great about our foam is it is textured. So to start this out, you really don't even need to glue it. I just kind of push it in to the crack of the foam a little bit, and that'll hold it right in place. And then you literally just start, oh, no, you don't. Pretend like I didn't do that yet. So if you're gonna use one of these sachets and the lavender flower, you're gonna wanna fill one of these guys up first. Oh, you know, something like that. Maybe a funnel would be good. That would be good. So anyway, get a little in there. Put this guy right in the center, and then we're just gonna wrap him right inside. And all that's just, it's just gonna give a little scent for when they have it in the closet. Oops. And if you, like I said, if you can't find these little lavender flowers, scents, then you can literally, I'll see what's happening here. You can use the essential oils just as nice.
If you were to use glue on that, what type would you use?
If I was gonna glue this down to start, I would just use a low temp glue gun. And it does have to be low temp because high temp a lot of times melts the foam. So all we're doing, no rhyme or reason, all we're doing is just trying to get this thing covered. So do you guys decorate for Valentine's? Are you big decorators? Anybody out there? I have a few things that I put out. Used to be a lot more when my son was little, but.
Dondi, we have a question.
Good.
What tool did you use to cut the heart? Which,
Okay.
if you want to hang that.
So this is how we started, and this is just a cookie cutter. It just comes in this little pack. It's a little assorted pack. So all I did was take our 1-inch foam sheet, and you're just gonna lay the cookie cutter right on there and just push it down and pop it out, and it comes out real nice and clean for you. So almost have this guy done, and you just keep going. Do we have people making a craft along with us today? Anybody crafting while they're watching? Oh, and I didn't introduce Tony. We have Tony on chat today.
Yes, please ask your questions and I will make sure to ask them to Dondi.
All right, and then when you get done, you can just tuck this little end in. You can add a dab of glue if you need to. So here's your finished, a little bit messy. Here's your finished heart. So from here, you can add, and what I did is I bought this cute little bouquet. It's an Ashland bouquet, or bush, I guess it is. And I liked it because it had full blossoms, and then it had little baby buds also. So if you want to just cut a full blossom, and then a couple little guys, and then a leaf. And a leaf, I can just
We had a question on where you got your cutters from. I don't know if you want to hold up that package or your cookie cutters
Oh,
so they can get a visual there.
these are from Michael's, and they are, where is it?
Here you go.
Celebrate It. And there are 2 of these little rippled guys, and then 2 of these solid ones all in the pack. Jordan, can you make that big box go away on my screen? Or can you not do that? So yeah, Celebrate It cookie cutter set. And I want to show you too, I did cut out with the rippled. Where is he? Oh, here he is. So I did want to show you the little rippled cutter. It really does cut out, there it is. It really does cut out a nice little scalloped edge on the foam. So that would be super cute painted as a little conversation heart or something. So, and there's a couple sizes of these in there too. So just for another look. Wouldn't really see it on this craft, but future projects. So you can take a little glue, glue it on the end of your stem and slide it right in. And you can put as many flowers as you want on here. I just chose to just do a few. I liked the look of the leaf kind of laying across the front. And then add your little buds here and there.
And are you sticking them into the foam or just the yarn?
I just literally just glued them right into the yarn. They're not very heavy, and I think they're gonna stay real nice for you. It's kind of hard to find foam through all that. So for the little hanger, I just cut a piece of, this is like 2-inch pink ribbon. It's double-sided, I guess it wouldn't have to be. And I just, a loop, probably about a 12-inch length of ribbon. And then I just glued the ends together to make a loop. And then all I did was just lay this right in the top of the heart and just added a couple of corsage pins.
And those are going all the way through your foam.
And those are going all the way into the foam, yep. And there's one. So that would be super cute, I thought maybe a secret admirer gift. You could like secretly hang it on someone's doorknob and have, you could pin a little note to it so they know who it was from, or it could be a secret admirer or whatever. But then after, they could hang it in their closet as a scent sachet, however they call those.
Oh, Donnie, could you hold that the other direction? Because you're upside down.
Oh,
There you go.
that's right. They see what I see. So is there any questions on that one before I move on to the next project? Again, all of these products I found in Michael's. Of course, you could change out the yarn for any color yarn. You could use ribbons, strips of thin ribbon instead. Maybe even multiple colors of ribbon would be super cute wrapped on here like this. Or tear strips of fabric. I know Michael's had a really cute heart pattern fabric, pastel hearts all over it, look like candy hearts. That would be super cute wrapped on here too.
And we had someone miss if you glued the ribbon on.
You can glue it on. I just pinned it on with a couple of corsage pins, but you could glue it instead, sure.
And then we had the last question is, can you use actual roses?
Well, I guess you could use fresh. I mean, they're not going to last that long, but I mean, for the day, they would be very pretty. Sure. Maybe maybe like slide a little water pick in there so they last a little bit longer. I don't know. You could probably tuck a water pick under the yarn. Yeah. So that's the first quick one. I will move on if you guys are good with that one. I do want to remind everyone that the class is being recorded, and it will be posted on michaels.com/classes. I think is where you can sign up. And then you can find the videos on Michael's YouTube channel. And if anyone is making crafts today, we'd love it if you share them. You can share them at #MakeItWithMichaels or #MichaelsClasses, or you could put it on #FloraCraft, because we'd love to see too. All right, so the next one I'm going to do, I believe, is this guy. So he is done with, this is just a Crayola Model Magic. And I used like I think this might be called raspberry or red. And one is called, I think one's raspberry and one's red. Also, you will need, so we already used, and I used another 2 cutters from this kit that we used with the yarn heart, and then I found this other one. It's a celebrated also, and they were right by each other in the cake decorating section. But this one just had another size that I wanted for the 3rd size for this project, so I grabbed this one too. And you will need, this is Recollections, it's called, and it's just the alphabet stamp, all lowercase, but of course you can use any stamp, any font, anything you'd like. All right, and then you will need, and just because I already have this out and cut, you will need a piece of 1-inch CraftFōM. So for this one, I used the big guy. And that can happen. And if it does, that's where I showed you, you could just take and just get all that little extra stuff off. So that's one size. And then this was our medium. And these would be super cute to make garland too. cut a bunch of these out and make a super cute little garland. Just paint them up to make them look like conversation hearts or something and string them along. And it's super easy to cut them out. Now this one has a plastic edge and it's not quite as sharp as the metal. So then you are going to find that it does have a few little Furbies that you'll want to get off there. But it's just that easy, guys. This foam is just so fun to work with. It's just so forgiving.
So both the metal and the plastic cutters work. We'll just have more cleanup with the plastic cutters.
Yeah, it's just a little wider, so it leaves a little bit of an edge. But it's no problem at all to get it off. I mean, look at, you can even do it. You really don't even need the foam. You can literally just rub it off with your fingers. It's just that easy to work with. So, and then we use this little guy for the last size. Now look at that. I mean, it just pops right out. It's nice and clean. Perfect. All right. Now you need some kind of a mat, any kind of a mat. So your Model Magic does not only stick to your table, but it will color your table. So it doesn't have to be, I think this is like a cooking, like a fondant mat or something. It doesn't have to be that. We'll do pink. What's great about this Model Magic is it air dries. I don't know if you guys have played with it before, but it's super easy to work with. And it air dries and it's already colored. I mean, that's like the best thing. You don't have to paint it. And again, any kind of rolling pin, doesn't have to be some big fancy thing, but this is just what I had here. And all you're gonna do is just roll this thing out. And you don't have to make it perfect. As you can see, I'm not a baker. So you're just gonna get it big enough that one of these will fit on there and it'll wrap up around the edges. So that looks like that's plenty big enough for our middle-sized one. So all I do is just lay it out on the front and just start pressing it on. And then the really cool part is, what you don't need is just take your scissors and just cut it off. And you can, I'm not going to do the backs, but you can do the backs. Of course, you'd probably want to if you're making this to sell or making this to gift. You're going to want it pretty on all sides. But for this purpose, we're just going to do the front.
About how long does this take to dry?
Not real long. I mean, it gives you a little bit of time to play with it. Look on here to tell you how long. But I mean, it starts to kind of get, like right now, it's kind of gummy, like it's kind of sticky. But it starts to get like a skin on it, like a dry skin on it. And yeah, it doesn't take long at all. I mean, like maybe 6-8 hours, maybe.
Okay.
And this is rolled out real thin too, so. And then just trim off what you don't want. All right, so once you get it all on there tight, work out any air bubbles.
We have a question of what other things could you apply to this foam? So I'm maybe that means what color wise, like paints or.
Geez, you know, I'm as far as clay goes, I've tried all kinds of different clays, air dry clays and Sculpey clay, and even that paper clay. We're gonna use the paper clay in 2 videos from now on some Easter eggs. So, but you could do paper mache I'm sorry, Mod Podge. So if you take tissue paper or napkins, you could do Mod Podge on here. And that would give you a kind of a pretty cool look, and it would cover it up nice. Just paint would be fine.
What about other materials like felt? Would you just glue that on?
Sure. Yep, you could use felt. You could glue it on. And what's nice about felt is just like the yarn, our foam has that texture, so it holds the felt in place pretty nice. And you can almost stretch it around the foam to make it form around your anything, like even the heart. You could stretch the felt and make it like form fitted. We've done that. All right, so once you get him the way you want it on there and stuck real good, while that's still wet, before it hardens, you're going to want to put your stamps on. Again, you can use any stamp you want. I don't know where my other word went, so I guess I don't even know if that's going to fit.
We have a comment about liking the matte finish on the foam because it looks like real candy.
That's what I thought. It's exactly what I thought. So these little stamps, I think this is the L. These little stamps will press right in. You just have to make sure that you don't press too hard, that the square doesn't indent into there also. And a U, and if it does, you can just rub it off. If you get the edge of the rubber, you can just rub it back off. And you guys can't even hardly see that. I'll hold it up. And then too, if you put your letter where it's not supposed to go, see, you can just erase that one. Whoops. And we're going to stick it over here where it's supposed to be, maybe. I'm not very good at this. All right, LUV. Can I see it? Kind of. Oh, this way. So it kind of sticks in there. And then I just used a, after it dries, you're going to let it dry like this. And then once it's dry, I used a fine tip felt marker. And that's what I use to highlight those letters so they stand out a little more. They're just really hard to see on camera.
So if you didn't have a stamp, could you just use some other tool just to indent?
Sure, sure. You could, I think you could even just like, maybe even with a pencil or any kind of a little, it would have to be kind of a rounded tip so that you don't tear into the clay. But yeah, I think you could definitely draw your own, make your own lettering. All right, do you guys want to see me prepare another one? Do we think we have that down?
Oh, we have an exactly.
Hmm?
Someone said exactly.
So there was a gal who contacted me, and she is new to the area. I can't remember her name. Are you with us? Is that you? Oh, hi there. I can see you. You said you were going to join us. You just moved to Ludington, right? Yeah. Yep. Did you drive by? Do you see where FloraCraft is? So that's all we did, folks. Just roll out your clay. Lay your foam piece right in there. And just start covering it. And then what you don't want, I mean, you can keep wrapping around to the back if you want to finish the back. But
How hard are you pressing that clay into the foam cells?
not real hard into the cells, just enough to get it to stick, because you don't want all that texture to show through the clay. So just like that, just so it's held on there. And it'll dry on real nice, stay for you. Yeah, and then we'll just take our, I'll put hug on this one. I'm just gonna press in. Again, if you get the little edges, the stuff's pretty cool. You can just rub it right out like it never happened. Oh, maybe we're not gonna spell hug. I don't know what I did with, there it is. There's my U, sort of. Nope, just clean up that edge. Gee. Whoop. So see, I mess up so that you can see what to do. Just clean that right back up like it wasn't even there. And let's put the G where it's supposed to go. If you look from the side, sometimes it's a little easier.
Do you think by using the rolling pin on the clay before stamping can make a smoother surface? Like, once you get it on there, then smoothing it out before you stamp it?
Maybe. That might help. Yeah. Looks like it does make it nice and smooth. So once you tap it all on and before you put your letters on, go ahead and roll your pin or whatever you're using for a rolling pin right over the top of the surface before you get you a nice clean surface to use. All right, so I'm gonna cheat and show you what I did here. These are just pinned on. So once you have your 3 covered and they're clean or they're dry and you're ready to assemble. I mean, literally you can assemble them any way you want. I just thought it was kind of cute to have them kind of 3 together. So figure out where you want them. And you can go ahead and glue them in place. That one I had like that so that it was, so when it's standing up.
And you recommend the low temp glue gun?
Low temp, yep, yep. What happens with the high temp, a lot of them get so hot that it just melts a hole into the foam and the stuff never, it just doesn't glue because there's just a big hole in your foam. All right, and then this one I kind of had off to the side on that side. So that one's not wanting to stay. And when you do the 3 of them like this, it makes the base wide enough so that they stand up on their own if you're going to use them as just a desk decoration or a.
And you're just pinching there so it secures.
Yep, I'm just waiting for the glue to dry so they don't fall apart while I finish here. They're gonna stay now. So then I got 2 of these air plants, and Michael's has a ton of succulents. But I really liked these little air plants, and air plants can live anywhere, right? So I bought 2 of these from Michael's, and all I did is I made one a little bit smaller by just trimming these long guys off, just so that it wasn't so much on there. So you can get a little pin or to hold it, or you can just literally just poke it right into the foam in the back, and it just holds right out to the side. And take your other one. I just trimmed the end about 1 inch. And then I poked this one right back over in this corner. And add a little glue to hold them in there so they stay nice for you. So that can be just like that. And you can use it as a desk decoration or however, give it to your teacher for a desk decoration. Or you could even add it to a wreath. This is FloraCraft's 12-inch extruded wreath. All I did was I wrapped it with just 2-inch ribbon. Any ribbon will work, any ribbon that you want. And then I just took this thinner ribbon and just double wrapped it around. So I just thought it would be cute if you didn't want it as a desk decoration. You could put it in a little wreath. Secure it in there with a couple of pins, maybe make a little bow to put on the top. It'd be super sweet. And then it could be like hung on your door or hung on your wall or however. Any questions so far?
Doesn't look like it. This is a fun little activity you can do a lot with.
All right. So that was project number 2. And remind you guys too that it is being recorded. Don't forget that it'll be up on Michael's site, usually within 24 hours. All right, so for our last project, I did this, the concrete heart. So I'm showing you a few different ideas for this one, just if you can't find the materials that I used. just want you to know that there are several materials that'll work. So this first one that I used, this is actually, it's called Snow Tex. It's from Décor Art. There you go. And I found this, of course, at Michael's. But what I liked about that is it's nice and thick. It's nice and thick on there. See how it's like super thick. So it really covers the cells of the foam really easily. And this is actually, all I did was I used a just a flat 1-inch brush, and I literally just painted it on there. And I know you guys can't tell on the camera real well, but it does, it fills all the cells and it gives it a texture kind of like concrete in one coat. So I really liked that one. And then I used on this one takes a little more work, but this is Mosaic Grout. And it comes in white and black, but of course I bought the white. And this is super thick too. I don't know if you guys can see how thick. I mean, it's thick. So that's really nice too. And that covers one coat coverage, but as you can see, it's not nearly as nice as the Snow Tex. But if you can't find the Snow Tex, this works. And once it's dry, it's totally sandable. So you can take that and just with a little bit of sanding, you can get rid of all those brush marks. And what I kind of liked about it is it kind of gave it it gives it a nice, like a aged concrete. So there's more kind of pitted and more textured, like maybe an aged concrete would look, not so smooth.
So each one just gives you kind of a variety of texture options.
Yep. It's just on all what you can find. And oh my goodness, that's messy. Probably want to sand over your trash. All right, so let's show you how I cut these out. And like I mentioned before, you can cut them out of white or green foam. This floral foam is actually in the floral department, so it's not too far from your succulents. So this is a 2-inch sheet. So if you want to cut it out from a 2-inch sheet, that's fine. If you don't have a 2-inch sheet and you have a 1-inch sheet, just cut out 2 squares of the 1-inch sheet that are big enough for your pattern to fit on. And all I used from a pattern, I just drew a heart on a piece of paper and cut it out. That's all you need. So if you use the 1-inch sheet, just glue 2 pieces together before you cut it out. And that way it'll be thick and the edges will match. This is actually cut out from 2 1-inch sheets that I glued together and then cut out. So it works just fine either way, whatever you have. And to cut it out, I just wanted to show you that you don't really need any special tools to work with our foam. It's anything goes. So this is just literally a little cheap steak knife. And all I do is just trace around. Doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to sand around this edge and make it all nice and rounded. So we'll get rid of this black line. Don't worry about that. So I probably should have a cutting board, but I'll be careful. So I'm going to cut out a chunk. See how nice and clean that cuts? And then for this, you're just gonna start cutting. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna sand it. So get out that rough shape.
Could you use a heated knife to do this?
Absolutely. We actually have one. Michaels carries our clean cut foam cutter, and it is a hot wired knife that works beautiful for cutting foam. It's not fast, doesn't cut fast, and it's more for intricate cutting. You could absolutely cut this out with it, no problem. It would take a little bit longer because it's not speedy.
We have a question. How would you cut or shape this if you wanted to use real succulents to grow vertically? Probably cut the same way and just put it in on an angle.
Yeah, I mean, to go, yeah, I mean, I guess you could make the hole up here in the top of the heart, right? If you're gonna hang them vertical, just poke them in at the top of the heart. Is that what she means?
See, she hasn't, maybe that answered her question.
So after you get to this point, you're going to have all these little funny edges that are cut kind of funny. And so you're going to take your little pretend sanding block, which is just a scrap piece of foam that you just cut off. And that's all you do. You just keep going until you love the shape and you think that that's enough. Look at that. I mean, see? Done.
Can you glue glass to this foam to place water in for a succulent?
Glue
Would it hold?
glass, maybe like a little glass dish or something so that you could put the succulents into the dish. Sure. You could cut a little hole. You could even cut a little hole big enough for the little container. Cut a hole and put it in there. Another thing is with this Mosaic Grout, it's waterproof. So if you were to make your hole in the foam and cover it with the tile grout and make sure that it's sealed real good in there, there's no little pinholes or anything, you could almost plant right in that because it's tile grout. Tile can get wet, right? So that would be one thing. You could actually grow it right in the foam if you cover it with the tile grout first. So this one I've already base coated with gray paint, and I used chalkboard paint just because I like the finish of it. And it's nice and thick, so it helps hide a little bit of the imperfections if you have any. So for this step, you're going to want to lay down some paper because we're going to splatter some paint. So once you get this all sanded, this is the one that I used the tile grout on, and sanded it down real nice, and have this is just one coat of gray chalk paint. So then on here, I don't know if you can see how there's little speckles of pink and black on there. And you guys might have a better way to do speckles. But all I did was just take a little bit, and this is just pink. This is chalk paint too, but absolutely you would not need to use chalk paint for this. You could use any matte finish paint, would work just fine. So this is a stencil brush, and I just picked this one. A toothbrush would work too, anything with a stiff bristle. So all I did was just flick with my finger, it's a little messy, and just flick that pink paint down on the surface. Oh, and don't do that. And then same with the black, and same if you want to add a little bit of white. I should have had another stencil brush, but that's all right. I'm just going to use my same one. And then just kind of flick it on there. Kind of messy. Oops, I keep touching my project with it. So that's all I did for that, minus the messy spot.
Do you have any ideas on how to make this project more tropical themed?
Tropical. Well, I guess you could change up the paint, make it a little more pop. I don't know as far as flowers, what you would do. Some of the succulents are pretty cool. They've got colored ones now. They're blue and teal and a lot of pretty colors, bright pink, bright orange. So a lot of those brighter colored succulents would be pretty in it.
Yeah, or maybe an orchid.
Yep, orchid would be pretty. Yeah, and just change up your paint colors to match your fun tropical flowers. Right. And inside this guy, all I did was I found these little mini picks. These are again from Michaels, back in their huge selection of succulents. And you're just going to cut about an inch.
And are those wire cutters?
These are wire cutters. And then because our foam is so wonderful, you don't even need to do anything to get these guys to pop in there, except take anything sharp, poke a little hole through that grout, and then Stick your succulent right in there. I don't know, maybe it'll go right through the grout. Look at that, it does. Pokes right through the grout.
And the foam just holds it nice and secure.
Yep, the foam holds it real secure. You can glue them in if you would like. You can add as many, I'm gonna cover that spot up there. You can add as many succulents as you'd like. You could even do flowers in there. I mean, why not? Or a little faux greenery plant. Anything would work in there.
The imperfections give it character.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Character that bugger up. So that was project number 3. Do we have any questions on that one? Do you guys want to see what the Snow Tex looks like painted? I guess that's about the only thing you haven't seen. Just show you real quick what the paint looks like on the Snow Tex, if that's what you decide to use. This is actually, I mean, this looks to me just like concrete. It's nice and smooth. New concrete, not old concrete. But that's how nice that Snow Tex paints, and it leaves that nice texture.
Coats it well.
Yep. All right, let's see what else I got for you guys. Did that. He's done. Yeah, and I know the gal mentioned, what if you wanted to do them vertical? And I mean, sure, you could just, you would just set them upright and then maybe put your succulents up on top of the heart instead of coming out.
Do you want to show that all 3 together?
Sure. So there's all 3.
Fun gift ideas or decorations for home.
Yes. So I can show you some other idea. I do have a couple other ideas that I started and never finished, but I would for sure show you guys. So if you like more flowers for Valentine's, how about taking a large foam heart and filling it with roses? How yummy is that? So that could be hung on a door. That could be, I mean, given as a Valentine, I guess.
Could be your date night centerpiece.
Yeah, anything. You could turn it into a topiary, and that's just the same thing. You just cut a paper template out of paper, lay it on your foam, cut out your foam, sand it a little bit if you need to. Of course, on here you wouldn't really need to because you don't see it. But you could add some fun ribbon. So you could put a hanger on here and add, Michael's has some super yummy ribbon for spring. Oh my goodness, there's so much of it. All of it's just gorgeous. Or you could change it up, give a little different color, a little pop of color in the bow or in the hanger. And this one's totally not finished, but I just wanted to show you guys the idea. So same thing, you're gonna cut your 2 foam sheets out of, with your cookie cutter. And then on this one, I just dug a little hole with a spoon. So if you take, so this is your larger cookie cutter. If you take your smaller cookie cutter from that set and you put it in the middle of that heart and put it down about halfway, and then just take your spoon and just start digging out around there, and that cleans out that center. Then you could make a cute little gift box, a homemade gift box. Just another cute idea to do with foam.
Do these projects, any of them hold up well outside?
If you use the tile grout, it would be safe for outside, yes. Foam is going to stand up pretty good outside. It takes quite a bit of time, but it does start to get a little bit brittle. It'll start to kind of break down, but it takes a really long time. And if you get a coat of paint on it and then put a sealer on it that's safe for outside, that would protect it even longer and keep it nice for you.
Great. So many fun things to go do now.
Yeah, so do you guys want to see the next craft? I think this would be March 3rd craft.
We're getting lots of yeses.
So this is what we're doing March 3rd. This is our 14-inch extruded ring. And all I did was add a chicken wire to the back and reindeer moss to the front and picked in some flowers. Super easy, super fun.
So everyone will have to come join that class too.
And that will get you, this can start you out in the spring. And then for Easter, you could very easily add some cute little bunnies or Easter eggs or something to kind of take you from first part of spring and through Easter. So that would be kind of fun. And then how much time we have? Do we have time? Have Sean show you March, which is the next one? It's the next week after March 3rd. I'll be right back.
She's giving you all the sneak peeks today.
So this is another idea with clay covered CraftFōM. It's just clay and then painted and put in these cute little containers I found at Michael's.
And that craft will be March 10th.
March 10th. So we're going to show you how to do those. And they look, see how they're kind of cracked? I'm going to show you how to make them so they look a little bit worn and weathered and cracked. Or not, you can do it. You can not crack them too. But if there are no further questions, just want to remind you guys, if you did make the craft today or when you do make the craft, if you can put it on hashtag Make It With Michaels or hashtag Michaels Classes or hashtag FloraCraft. We would love to see. And check out this video will be on Michael's YouTube channel in about 24 hours if you missed anything. I guess that's it.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for stopping.